Hey guys, I'm back. Tonight we're making chicken gnocchi soup. It's like the copycat recipe for Olive Garden. If you don't know what gnocchi is as I knock everything over on my counter, it is a potato-styled pasta. So this is what we're making. We're making chicken gnocchi soup. Bear with me. Let's do this. We are starting with 2 pounds of cut up chicken. I've seasoned it with garlic, salt, pepper, more garlic, some Goya, and I'm about ready to put it in a frying pan with some olive oil to brown it up because this is all raw for right now. I have my pan here with my olive oil heated up. Gonna cook up my chicken. Maybe. Turn my temp down, cook it up. Alrighty. You know me, throw a big heap of garlic in there. Because, well, in my opinion, you can't have too much garlic. We're going to cook this on like a medium-high until the chicken is cooked through. Now, sometimes I would cook in the whole breast. I would cook it and then I would cut it up. I prefer to cut it up and then cook it because it evenly cooks and I feel like the pieces stay more moist. Sorry for those of you who hate that word. I just don't like dry chicken. So, that's how I do mine. I'm going to let this finish up cooking. While our chicken is finishing cooking, I have shredded about 2 cups of carrots, only because I really like carrots. So yeah, I finely shredded 2 cups of carrots. You should really only do about 1, but like I said, I like extra carrots. I have shredded about 3 stalks of celery, which I would say is about equivalent to 2 cups. Now I've got these prepped and in the same bowl because we're just going to dump it into our soup. And over here, our chicken is done, so I'm going to shut this off. That's a good thing also about it being cooked into smaller, or cut into smaller pieces, is because it cooks a bit quicker because you're not cooking through a big breast. You're just cooking through the itty bitty little bite-sized morsels. Chopped finely, once they break down like this and then cook, about a cup of onion. Now we're going to come over into a stock pot where I have 2/3 of a cup of butter melted, and I have got about 4 cloves worth of garlic in here. I'm going to bring this up to temp, and I am going to saute the crap out of this garlic because, like I said before, can't have too much garlic. I have sauteed my garlic. Now I'm going to add in my chicken, straining off the oil and excess. Alrighty, I have added my chicken. We're making sure it's all cooked, mixed together. Yes, my garlic is a little dark. As I was straining my chicken, it didn't necessarily burn. It just really sauteed. Guys, now I'm going to mix in slowly 2/3 of a cup of flour until it is well blended with the chicken. Sift in the rest of this. Mix it all in until it's well combined. We've added in our flour and it is combining. Ignore the kids screeching in the background like a banshee. We are going to mix in, as my camera gets all steamed up, we are going to mix in our milk and our half and half. Alright, here is 4 cups of whole milk. Remember, your heat is still on. Might bump it up just a little bit more. I'm gonna bump it up to like a medium, maybe like a 6. All right, now I'm going to add in 4 cups of half and half. The recipe said heavy whipping cream, but that the person making the recipe actually used half and half, so I am doing what the recipe maker used. So I am just doing that. It's 4 cups of half and half. Now, as usual, I'm doubling this recipe for leftovers for the week. And in the actual video description below, I will post the actual recipe at normal, so it'll be half of what I'm actually making. I've added about 2 cups of shredded, well, like pulled apart fresh spinach. Now we're going to go ahead and add all of this. This is our onion, celery, spinach, and carrots. I'm just putting this right in here. Ooh, did you see that magic I just did? Sorry, got a little noisy. Good gravy. All right, and we're just going to mix this together. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing, you guys. Now, I left my spinach in bigger chunks, which is totally fine, to each their own. From the recipe my mom used to, this is the recipe my mom always made when I was a kid. And I think, if I remember right, the spinach was always, oh my gosh, that child's gonna kill me. Spinach was always like more chopped up, and maybe I should have chopped it instead of like ripping it, like the recipe said. But I'm good with big chunks of spinach, and so are my kids. So we're just gonna let this thicken. While that's thickening, I'm going to adding chicken. You can use chicken bouillon cubes, 3 of them, or you can do what I have, and I have like the chicken, what do I have? The chicken powder. And I just use 3 teaspoons of it. We're gonna blend it in. This is gonna give us that chicken flavor, as if the chicken's not already doing it for us. But this will just give it more of like a homey flavor to it. Now I'm gonna let this cook for a little bit, just to get the spinach to cook down and wilt a little bit into my soup. The last thing we're going to add here in just a minute or so is going to be the gnocchi. Now I will get a video, I'll get on video. This is the gnocchi I'm using. It's the Delalo potato gnocchi. This one, it comes straight from Italy. I found this is 16 ounces and I'm using 2 boxes. Like I said, this is a pasta made almost purely, of potato. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to cook. And then once we add this into our soup, so we're going to add it into here. Like I said, I'm going to let the spinach wilt down just a little bit more and let this start to thicken just a little bit before I add my gnocchi. Oh, and those boxes are both 16 ounces each. So we're going to add those in here in just a minute. Just wilt it down just enough. I'm going to slowly start adding the gnocchi as it drops all in there, which is fine. And make sure they're not in there sticking together. And drop that other bag in there. Maybe really difficult to do with the phone in one hand and the gnocchi in the other. There we go. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is, after I stir this together, we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes on low simmer, because it does take about 3 to 4 minutes for the gnocchi to cook all the way through. And then we're just going to let our soup sit for a hot minute and finish thickening. It smells so good. You may want to add some pepper, some more garlic if you're anything like me. And then I would let everybody, as they dish up, add salt if they need it. But I did salt my meat, so sometimes you won't need it. So I'm going to turn this down to a simmer. Maybe down to like a 2.3, 2.5. That sounds good. Now I've come over here and I've thrown my, I've got premium romaine. And I've got some more of our fresh spinach that I've tossed together in here. And I've got tomato, onion, I've shredded a little extra carrot. And that piece looks freaking disgusting, so we're going to toss that out. All right, now I'm going to throw in some Parmesan cheese. or dump it in, you know. And then I am going to top with some creamy Italian, and I'm going to toss. All right, and I tossed in some, where are they, fried onions, since I couldn't find my croutons. So we've got a tossed salad. I'm also serving with rolls, which surprisingly I did not make from scratch because I didn't have time today. And then make sure you're not forgetting about your soup, even though it's on a simmer low. It can still potentially burn, so make sure you're keeping an eye on it. And then last but not least, and it's not even on the recipe, I'm adding it in. I'm just adding some real bacon pieces. And I'll add some to my salad as well because, well, bacon is life. All right, guys, pardon my fine china, but here is our soup and salad and half a bread because my kids won't eat all of it. So, just hoping you guys enjoy the recipe. If you have any comments, questions, concerns down below, leave them for me. And as soon as this video loads, I will come back in and input the recipe, the single recipe, not the double recipe that I made. All right, guys, I love you. Hopefully next time it's not so long until I post another recipe. Thanks for hanging in there.